we'll need investments to solve them, and we're going to need more revenue to make that possible. So that's the overview on the report. Thanks so much for being here, and now we'd be happy to take any questions for myself or our other speakers.
Gavin, the state of the state is also, in addition to talking about where we are, it's also talking about progress. Some of the numbers you're talking about, you're up, some you're down. Overall, is the state making progress in these areas?
If we're talking about is Ohio making progress as a whole, I think the short answer is no. When we look at the broad set of data, the reports on all of the metrics, the reality is that the data shows that we've been struggling and we continue to struggle. While there are a few areas that our rankings have increased, there are more areas where our rankings have decreased, and there are many of the areas that even if the ranking increased, the actual metric itself got worse. So unfortunately, I have to say no.
You're calling for more investments. Given that and given these numbers, is it irresponsible for the legislature to potentially be looking at further tax cuts and wanting to subscribe as a tight budget?
To us, it's clear that investment is the right approach to solving the problems that we see here. That we've been doing this tax shift philosophy for at least the last 12 years in significant ways, and the results simply aren't very good. We're not seeing the economic growth and the job growth that was originally promised, and it means that we have a lot less revenue to work with to invest in the kinds of things that people could actually see and feel. With all the resources we put towards these tax shifts, we could have made college considerably more affordable in a way people could feel it. Right now we're trying to figure out how to spend, maybe $50 or $100 million on the opiate crisis in the face of the worst, death rates in the country, and that's even a challenge. I mean, that's a real problem. We have enough. There is enough. I think, Reverend Kendricks brought this up. There is enough. It's just a matter of how we distribute the resources that we have. So, we're very concerned about the conversation of ongoing tax shifts and tax cuts, and believe that the data speaks for itself. It's time to change course.
You're going to have some people who say that through the coalition that maybe the data is biased. I mean, you've got union groups, progressive groups behind you. What do you say to people who might question if you're just presenting certain data and from a biased point of view?
Well, I say look at the sources. If somebody has a problem with the sources, let us know. I mean, we're using the data that is widely accepted data. So, everybody uses Bureau of Labor Statistics information. Everybody uses, the census numbers. I mean, it's just the widely used data. So if people have a problem with this data, show me new data. Show me different data. I don't think there's a way to spin this. I mean, we have serious challenges. And when we get sidetracked into looking at all these individual issues, we're losing track of the fact that this is just, I don't know, as a parent, this is something that I'm concerned about. I'm sure there are a lot of legislators on both sides of the aisle that feel the same way. It's hard to make a case that we're on the right track right now.
The governor in recent years has been taking his state of the state on the road. When he does that, do you think that makes these points clearer, or does it actually mask them to some extent when you go to the local communities?
I guess realistically, it probably doesn't make much of a difference. I mean, where the State of the State address is held is probably a pretty minor factor in the vast majority of Ohioans' minds in terms of what's actually happening on these issues. I mean, what we would like to see is for the governor to set goals and then say how we're doing compared to those goals. And what the State of the State address is, and what most politicking is sort of picking out, cherry picking the pieces of data, the stories that you want to share to tell the best possible story of your experience. And I just think that's fundamentally not a good way to approach things. We should be saying, here are the goals, these are the areas of concern that we're aiming for, and then shoot for it. At least on infant mortality, for instance, we have a goal. We have, there's something that we're shooting for. What is I can't remember off the top of my head. Remember what it is? Yeah, we have a goal for by 2020. I'm blanking on the exact numbers, but it's like we want to have a certain rate of infant mortality by 2020. Good. We have something to shoot for. We know how we're doing. Are we aiming for clear goals on unemployment, on median wage, on many of the other categories? We're not. So I think whether it's held in Sandusky or Steubenville or Wilmington, it doesn't really make much of a difference as long as we're still going through the same process. 6.0 by 2020. Sorry about that. Yeah.